Lorraine here, and let's get started with our third card for September. Another Halloween card. This will be fun. Okay, this card I'm going to call a Lorraine original. It had inspiration from a couple of people. I can get it. Celine Kempton. The color idea and part of the story comes from hers, and this is what hers looks like. And then the other one that inspired me was this one, and this is by Joan Jeffrey. Anyway, so I took their two ideas and put them together and came up with this card idea, which I think is pretty sweet. I love the colors and I love the design of it. Okay, to do this card you're going to need some this is, oh, I forgot the color already, that's terrible. Cherry Cobbler's one of my favorite new red colors. 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. For your card you're going to need some basic black that's cut 4 inches by 5 1/4 for the framed outline. You're going to need a piece of basic gray that's 3 by 3 3/4. You're going to need a piece of DSP, and this is Frightful Sights DSP. Same DSP we used in our other card, but this is a different pattern from that same set. And this one has the spider webs and the little ghosties and the great color scheme that our card is based on. Okay, and this one is cut 3 3/4 by forgot. I think it's, well, let me look real quick. 2 inches, yes, 2 inches. 3 3/4 by 2 inches. Okay, you're going to need the stamp set. That's House of Haunts. Oops, always go the wrong way on that. House of Haunts. And we're going to be using the owl in the tree, the spooky owl in the spooky tree, and the Happy Halloween stamp. And this is the set that our jack-o'-lantern came from on the other card. Okay. You're also going to need your Big Shot, and you're going to need the new Hounds Tooth embossing folder for your basic gray, and you're going to stamp emboss that. I think these images kind of look like little ghosts. I think it's really kind of fun for Halloween. Then you're going to take a piece of Whisper White that's probably about 4 1/4 by 5.5 inches, and run it through your Big Shot with your top note die and get your top note shape in basic white. Okay, you're going to need the decorative label punch to punch a scrap of Whisper White in that decorative label shape. You're going to need a small piece of the dotted ribbon, scallop dots ribbon. It's a grosgrain variety that's plain on one side and dotted on the other. We're going to use the plain side, and you're going to need about a, I think it's about a 3.5 inch piece. Yeah, about a 3.5 inch piece of that ribbon, and you're going to make what I call the ribbon bat. Okay. So after you've cut your top note, you're going to cut away a piece of it. This piece, this piece you want here should measure. I think it's 2 and. Oops, I don't have my measurement there. Let me see what it is. 1, 2, 3. It's 2 3/4 inches. So from this where you're going to cut to this point is 2 3/4 inches, and that's going to give you not quite 2/3 of your top note image. Okay, this piece you can save for something else. Alright, you're going to need that to stamp your owl image. So I'm going to do that real quick with a Stampin' Spot. Ink up your image. Normally I don't do this in front of the camera, but we're going to go ahead and center that and stamp it. Okay, that's not real good, but it's okay. One thing that's great about doing Halloween cards is they need to look a little spooky and eerie, and that's fine. This is spooky and eerie, I do believe. Okay, you're also going to need to punch a circle, a 1 1/4 inch circle from Whisper White, and you're going to use that as a mask to do the moon up in the tree. So you lay it over your tree image. You're going to take some basic gray ink and a sponge wedge. Ink up your sponge, and then you're just going to hold the circle in place while you sponge around. Basic gray all around. You want to go dark enough that there will be a contrast around where the circle has been, so you can clearly see a moon kind of image. Okay, we'll test that, see how we did, and that's pretty darn good. You can see that. So we have a circle, a light circle there for the moon. Okay, then you're going to take cherry cobbler ink and another sponge wedge, and you're going to sponge the edges all the way around. Somebody at the last class said this looked like blood. How fitting for Halloween. Okay. Okay, so there we go. Okay, so you'll have your image. You'll probably stamp it better than me. Anyway, so this is the start for this piece here. Okay, then you're going to do the same sort of a chopping thing, but take less of the decorative label that you punched out in basic white, and excuse me, Whisper White. You're going to take off about 3/8 of an inch of that label so that you can repeat this sort of fractured top note kind of image. Alright, so then you're going to stamp the Happy Halloween. And you're going to have to kind of pay attention to how you get it on there. If you take a little bit of it away, that's alright. Okay, there's our image. Then you're going to take your circle again and lay it over the middle of your words, and your gray wedge with the gray ink and go around that again, because you want to repeat the design on the bigger piece. It'll also look kind of spotlighted. Okay, then take your circle away and you end up like that. And then again you take your cherry cobbler red and go around all the way around with your sponge until you have like that. Okay. Then you can start assembling your card. So you will go ahead and put your card front on, centering it. Then you're going to put your embossed piece at the top with your ghosties, and then centering that at the top. and then your DSP below that, centering it. This piece underneath here is not cut the right length, so you kind of ignore that. Alright, and then after you've done that, you can go ahead and attach this piece. Take it all the way out to the black edge. And then you're going to come in with your word piece. Oops, Lorraine made a goof. I stamped it the wrong way. Okay, we'll go to the original. Make sure you stamp it from on the far left side going that way. It might be better to stamp it first and then cut the piece off. Anyway, then you won't do it backwards like Lorraine just did. Okay. Then you'll pop that up with dimensionals, and then we want to make our ribbon bat. And to do the ribbon bat, you're going to take some snail adhesive and put some in the center on the dotted side, and then you want to fold in, so you have this kind of it's almost like a, if you held the two ends together, you'd have a kind of a T. Okay, then you're going to put a little bit of snail on the top of the T, underneath the top of the T. And then as you attach the ribbon, you want to angle it upward. Don't let it attach. Ribbon's nice, it can be unattached and then reattached. So you want to make kind of a V. Don't worry about it being perfect. It's a bat. And then you're going to bring your craft scissors in and trim off the ends to make points, so that you get this kind of a look. And that's your bat. And then you can put that on with a mini glue dot onto the front of your card. And then you're done. What fun!